Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G, and that's right, it's Saturday. That means it's Slashback Saturday. So, Joe the Horror Man said for this Slashback Saturday challenge, we have to pick B slashers, meaning that the movie that we pick for this challenge doesn't necessarily have to be a slasher film, but has to have elements of slashers in them. And what better movie than you can pick than the sci-fi horror slasher Event Horizon, yes. Now, Event Horizon is a 1997 science fiction horror film that was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. It was written by Philip Eisner. It stars Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, Kathleen Quinlan, and Joy Richardson. Set in the year 2047, it follows a crew of astronauts sent on a rescue mission after a missing spaceship, eventually called the Event Horizon, spontaneously appears in orbit around Neptune. Searching the ship for signs of life, the rescue crew learns that the Event Horizon was a testbed for an experimental engine that opened up a rift in the space-time continuum and left our universe entirely, allowing for a malevolent entity to possess the ship. Yeah, this was a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what made this film such a very popular film, and it sometimes doesn't get the respect that it is, because we have Sam Neill. He's the one that designed this supposedly gate drive or special drive engine where it doesn't use warp speed. It uses some type of drive that opens up a space-time portal, and it punches through space, goes to supposedly portal, and opens up on another side of the universe. Supposedly it'll save time on traveling, so that way you can travel faster. This ship went to some type of dimension, and it just messed the whole crew up. And one of the scenes that you see, the whole crew started killing each other, doing all sorts of crazy ass things. They got possessed, and eventually the ship becomes alive, and it affects every one of them. That each one of them starts seeing weird visions of themselves, their greatest fears. And unfortunately, it possesses Sam Neill's character, where he starts killing everybody like a slasher. We have some great side characters in this one. I believe one of the best ones is, let's see, Jason Isaac. He's a medical doctor. He has some past history. I thought Sean Pertwee was great as Smitty. He's definitely scared what's going on. But I think one of the best characters was Richard T. Jones as Cooper. He was the rescue technician. I believe he was one of the ones on this one, which I thought was a very nice character. So you have some great characters in this film. And obviously, Sam Neill is Dr. Willoughby Billy Ware, who was designer of the Event Horizon. And, he's got some issues because, as we see early in the film, his wife killed herself because obviously he was too busy working and neglected her. We have some terrifying visuals in this particular one, and people die some very horrible deaths. There's this scene where one of the young people, he actually suffers from compression in space, because we all know there's no air in space, and we see him nearly get killed, terrible death, and his whole innards almost explode. Oh man, it's a terrible scene, but it was very well, nicely done. This is perhaps one of my favorite horror sci-fi films, probably next to Alien or Aliens. But for some reason, it doesn't get the respect that it is. But it plays off like a slasher film, because as they finally decide they have to leave the Event Horizon, each one of the people sees their worst fears. We see Lawrence Fishburne's character. He sees his fear where he had to abandon some of his crew, and they wind up getting on fire. So he sees his worst fear. Kathleen Quinlan's character, she sees her son, who unfortunately has some type of disease where his legs can't walk, and she sees that, and she dies. And of course, Weir sees his dead wife, and I think the ship knew that, so they used that as representation where he pulls out his own eyes. For those of you who still have not seen Event Horizon, I highly recommend that you see it. It's a very effective horror slasher film set in space. Is one I believe, like I said before, one of my top sci-fi horror films that I've seen so far this year, and you definitely got to go see it. And for those of you who have, what do you think about it? Do you enjoy it as much as I did? Again, leave your comments in the comment section and tell me what you thought about Event Horizon. So that does it for this week's Slashback Challenge. Now, next weekend, Joe the Horror Man said for next week's Slashback Saturday Challenge, we have to pick something because it's his wedding anniversary for him and his wife. So, happy anniversary for you and your wife, Joe. I hope you really have a nice celebration. But in honor of that, he wants us to pick wedding slashers, or it has to either a wedding that's a slasher in it, an anniversary. Doesn't really have to be a wedding anniversary, but that's the main theme for next week's Slashback Challenge is anniversary or wedding slashers. So that's my video for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and share. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules! And I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.